Welcome to another episode of the Business Spotlight Series. My name is Nate Woods. I'm a senior partner here at Action Coach Peachtree, and today I'm joined by Trevor McDonald. He's the owner of Real Time Films. Today we're going to talk a little bit about his business, his journey to business ownership, some challenges he's faced, some best practices he implemented, and then see what it's really like to build and operate his business. If it's your first time on the channel, make sure to like and subscribe. You'll get notifications when we drop new interviews like this. And Trevor, welcome. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Awesome. So just give us a brief overview of your background and tell us a little bit about your business.
Sure. Yeah. So I have been in video production for, as long as I can remember, really. It started really in middle school. And it's kind of a funny story. I wanted to be an actor originally. So I got into a little bit of acting classes, and I was a real shy kid back in middle school and high school days. So being in front of the camera didn't really work out. So I actually took an interest on what was happening behind the camera. And every time that the jobs that I did get as an actor, which weren't many, I took an interest to the people that were working behind the camera. And then I just transitioned into that. And I've been in video production since high school. I knew this is what I wanted to do for a living all through high school. And I've been doing it. I started the business in 2016, but I've been filming my whole life, really.
Awesome. Awesome. So tell me a little bit about your team. Who currently makes up your business?
Yeah. So it started with me. In 2016, I started the business officially, and my wife joined on as a second shooter, a second content creator. And then over the years, when we had our son, we have a 1-year-old now, she kind of transitioned to not so much doing the work behind the camera, but more of like social media content and more behind the scenes stuff like that. So the team really consists of myself, and then we hire people as we get jobs, like second shooters. So we primarily shoot wedding videos. So whenever we have weddings, I have a couple of my friends, whoever's available within the industry, we kind of just hire that way. So
perfect. Love it. So tell me, Real Time Films, who is the ideal client for you? Who do you serve?
That's a great question. We serve everybody, anybody and everybody. There's really no limit on what we can do. Like I said before, we primarily shoot wedding films, but we can range from all types of different videos. So we do a lot of real estate work. So realtors can hire us. We do a lot of commercial work. So other businesses can come to us for content. Like, let's say you own a cookie shop, we can do content like that. There's really no limit on what we can do. So pretty much anybody with a business or people getting married, people selling houses, whatever, we can provide content for you.
Awesome. Love it. So why would a potential client go with you instead of your competition? What makes you unique?
Yeah. So I think what makes us unique is the fact that we really care about our clients. We go above and beyond. Anybody that comes to us, I am involved from beginning to end with your project. And it goes beyond the project too. So I'll say weddings, for instance, that first initial Zoom call that we schedule with you, I am asking you questions about what your vision is for your day, how you guys met. And I'm very involved, and I care about your story and what you're trying to tell. So from beginning to end, it's more of a friendship than it is you becoming a client. Like, we're not just there to take your money and run. We're there to really become a part of your lives and continue that friendship, even when the job is done. So I really pride myself on that. I've done that since I started this. I care about people, and I want to be as kind and open as I can be with everybody, while also providing great content for you.
Awesome. Perfect. What is one thing that you wish more people knew about your business?
So one thing I wish people knew more is, let's see. I guess going back to what I said to that previous question is like I said, you're not just gaining you're not just hiring a company. We are very involved, and I want people to know that. So I schedule, it's not mandatory, but it's heavily advised to do a Zoom call in the beginning so that we can meet face to face and get really personable with you. So I wish people knew more about that. And we're actually working on that. Like I said, it's not mandatory, but we send out emails. Like if somebody reaches out to us, the first thing that we try to do is jump on a Zoom call right away so that we can meet face to face and do it that way. So that's one thing I wish people knew more about us, because it's, like I said, you're not just a client to us. You're going to be our friends moving forward throughout the whole project. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
Perfect. So let's talk a little bit about marketing. Especially now more than ever, marketing is becoming increasingly important for small to medium-sized businesses.
Yep.
So I'm curious, what has been the most successful marketing strategy you've used so far?
Yeah, this is a great question. So over the past 7 years now, since I started the business, we have relied, I would say 85% of our business has been word of mouth. And this has been huge for us. Up until recently, we have started to slow down a little bit. And we've kind of had to transition from not just word of mouth, but really starting to push Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, Google ads, all of the above. And since we've done that, we've seen an uptick in business. So I think one of the things that we had to adapt with is that social media and doing those advertisements. As much as I didn't really need them before, things are changing. We live in a world of social media. Everybody's on their phones. So now that we're involved in social media a lot more and pushing those ads, we've seen an uptick in business. So we still get most of our business from word of mouth, but we've seen an increase since we've started doing Google ads and Facebook and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Awesome. So talk a little bit about the business, some best practices of what you've done. Let's take a step back and talk about your journey a little bit more. So you came straight out of school and went straight into running your business.
Yep.
What made you take that route instead of going to work for somebody else?
Yeah, so I graduated high school and I knew I wanted to do video production. I just didn't know whether to take the college route or to do it my own way. So I went to community college for a little bit in the beginning, right when I graduated. And I quickly found out that was just not going to work out for me. I wanted to get straight to work. I wanted to do my own thing. And part of that decision was actually from my dad. And I don't know if he even knows this, but he started his own business. He used to run a carpet cleaning business and upholstery cleaning. So he started from the ground up, started from nothing and built this amazingly successful business. And I wanted to kind of follow that same path, with video production. So we two completely different things, but we built something from the ground up, and that's what I kind of wanted to continue. I wanted to continue his legacy.
Awesome. I love it. So you started back in 2016 around that time. You've obviously seen some very interesting world events since you started the business. Yeah. What would you say has been a memorable roadblock or a hurdle that you were challenged with that you had to overcome?
Yeah. So I would say, because we primarily do wedding videos, there is a season for that. So our season starts around October and it lasts until April. So figuring out how to manage that income when we're busy to prepare for the months where we're not busy. And in the beginning, that was really, really difficult for me to understand. I knew nothing how to run a business or how to manage money or any of that. So all of that I had to kind of learn throughout the years. And I mean, we're 7 years later now, and I'm just now starting to figure it out. So it's like, figuring out all of that income that we're getting within those busy months and how to manage that and prepare for the months where we're not so busy. So that was a huge, huge hurdle that we had to figure out. And I think we're finally starting to understand it pretty well now.
Perfect. So let's take a look forward at what's coming next. So where do you see the business in the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah. So as far as the wedding, because again, we primarily do wedding films. We're starting to tap into the premium market. So as the 7 years that we've been doing this professionally, we've kind of had that beginner, intermediate style of, budgets. So now we're finally at a point where we have an extensive portfolio and we're tapping into those more premium markets, which will eventually lead into the luxury markets. And those are where, big ticket weddings happen. You have the mansions and the extravagant of it all. So we're just kind of dabbling into that, but I would say within the next 3 to 5 years, still working in that premium market, getting established there, and then eventually working up to that luxury market.
That's awesome. So how do you go about setting those goals in your business? Do you kind of have different things you want to hit along the way, or what does that look like for you?
Yeah. So I would say we try to make realistic goals. I once said right out of high school, I want to be a millionaire by 30. I'm 28 now and I'm not even close. So I'm trying to make more realistic goals here. But I would say, like, when we get into that premium market, I really want to keep that small town vibe with our premium markets, because that's really the root of it all, is continuing to be a pleasure to work with and, being as involved as possible. I don't want to just jump into the premium market and luxury market and have it be like, oh, we're just the client and we're doing this work for you and you never hear from us again. So I want to take those same principles that we do now with our clients and do the same thing for those people with higher budgets. And again, become friends with them and leave a lasting impression on them.
Absolutely. That's perfect. So we covered a lot about how you run the business, about your story. So guys, go back, check out everything that we just talked about. As we start to wrap up, I've got a few rapid fire questions. So just quick top of head answer. Don't think too deep about it. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Number one, what is the key to success for you?
Being a pleasure to work with. 100%. If you can be the best filmmaker in the world, but you're not that great of a person to work with. You're not enjoyable to be around. So be a pleasure to work with, be kind, and you will have major success.
Perfect. What is one piece of advice you would give to any new business owner?
Exceed all expectations. So if you are delivering a product and you say you offer this, and this, offer all of those things and then some, an extra. Go above and beyond for your clients, because they'll remember that. They'll recommend you time and time again. And yeah, just exceed all expectations.
Perfect. What is one book or podcast that you're listening to or have read recently that you would recommend?
So I just got done reading Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover, I think is what it's called. Honestly, that book has changed my life. It's changed my family's life. That book is like religion to me, and I highly recommend that. And it's funny because I recommend the Dave Ramsey book, and I also read Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. So those are two polar opposite books.
Absolutely.
Both have incredible value. And we just kind of aligned ourselves with the Dave Ramsey style first. So
cool. I love it. So before I get to my final question of the day, what is the best way to get in touch to learn more about you or book an event?
Yeah. So Instagram, Facebook, it's Real Time Films, REEL, like a film reel. So yeah, Real Time Films on all social media. You can go to realtimefilmsandphoto.com. That's our website. There's a contact form on there you can fill out if you want to get a hold of us, and we usually reply within 24 hours. So
awesome. All that will be linked in the description so people can easily see it. So my last question is, what is most inspiring to you today?
What's most inspiring to me is the fact that learning filmmaking is so accessible to everybody now. When I first graduated high school and I was trying to learn everything, there wasn't really a whole lot of online course options. It was more of like the university route and the big expensive, that big expense. Whereas nowadays, a lot of industry professionals are creating these courses, these online courses for, just dirt cheap. So it's very accessible to learn all of these skills. And I really appreciate the people who do make those courses, because I even to this day, I take courses every year to learn something new. And I just love how accessible filmmaking is now to everybody.
Awesome. Love it. Trevor, thank you so much for joining me. It's been great talking with you.
Yeah. Thanks so much for having me.